back on the dirt roads for stages 9 and 10. We find Sarel and France first into stage 10, the second of the Howick Forest stages. While Serge needed extra servicing after stage 9, there's no sign of Enzo and Johan, who by all accounts should be in the stage. Well, forest stages are what Sarel cut his teeth on, and he immediately sets about the task at hand. We find Enzo's car deep in the forest, minus the front sub-assembly. The leading Toyota crew obviously well and truly out of the rally. Having passed the Toyota on the road, Habik would have notched up a place on the scoreboard without even trying. Knowing their predicament, Nissan's motorsport manager Peter de Waal decided to use the event as a shakedown for the new and mostly untested Sentras. Calculated adjustments are being made to the cars at every service stop, so that stage by stage the handling of the cars improves. Having had problems with his gear linkages, Serge Damso sets about keeping the Toyota Honor up front. With his teammate now out of the running, the task becomes a single-handed effort. Having won stages 8 and 9, Serge and Vito go on to win stages 10 and 11 as well. Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd are still very much in the running, but on this stage the crew lose 5 minutes with a broken accelerator cable, pushing them out of the Class A contention. The two-wheel drive brigade are finding the going tough, and this despite a generally good road surface. Peter Altersky and Alan Bissett slowly lose time to the charging Class B cars, while Glenn Derman rolled his Class C conquest out of the rally. Jürgen Snell and Marty Olivier find little competition from the other Class B cars and have only to hold it all together for a Class B win. Despite being outsmarted by the more potent four-wheel drive cars in their class, John and Cherry Saunders show true grit as they continue to stay in the top 8 places overall. This husband and wife team won the 1992 Transvaal Regional Championship and are on their way to a good result here if they can make it to the finish. Stage 13 is one of the longest stages in the Tour de Total Rally. We go in-car with Sarel and France, who still lead on the road, but whose second place is seriously under threat by Yanni Habik on the scoreboard. Gearbox problems have plagued the Sasol Ford team since stage 9, and the missing third gear causes Sarel to slide dangerously close to the edge. Sarel and France lose time on this stage, but so do Serge and Vito, who themselves spin. Yanni Habik has had a clear run all the way through.
Yanni, this morning you started 14 seconds behind the Ford Laser of Sorel van der Merwe. You're now 37 seconds ahead.
Yes, we've been pushing extremely hard and we've had a clean run, so we're satisfied with the results so far.
Any trouble with the car at all?
Nothing at all. It's running absolutely perfectly.
How's the driver running?
Quite hot, I think.
Despite the 10 seconds lost in stage 13, Serge and Vito continue to lead, if even by a thinner margin. As a privateer, Habik has a point to prove, and Serge is feeling the heat.
14.
Sarel powers the Sasol Ford Laser into the last of the forest stages. With his gearbox problems ever present, Sarel can now only press on at a slower pace and hope the problems will strike Damso and Habik. Jürgen Snell is now firmly in command of the two-wheel drive cars and easily leads the Class B competition. Still in the running, but well behind on the scoreboard, Leon Butter has overcome a multitude of problems throughout the day. Only experience and determination have kept them in the running. The Class D leaders, Terry Brand and Jeff Tyrer, had problems in stage 13, which cost them over 3 minutes in scored time. Tjaart van der Walt and Jaco van der Linde find the going tough on this event and never look like a threat to Terry and Jeff. But working hard behind the wheel of his Class D Uno, Pielo Piazza Musso takes the lead on stage 14.
Paolo, first time out in the new Class D Uno. We've just heard Terry Brand has lost 5 minutes, which makes you the new class leader.
Yes, I think Terry had a problem on that long stage. We all had a problem in the previous stage, but we're just going as quick as we can go, you know.
Any problems, teething problems with the new car?
Just a lack of power at the moment. That will come with time. The car's performing well, we're happy.
How do you feel about the last 60 Ks?
The last 60 Ks, they're hard, it's tough.
A long open section transports the cars to the South Coast cane fields for stage 15. Both Nissans are alive and well and doing better all the time. The same can't be said for Jurgen Snell and Marty Olivier, who, having slid backwards off the road, find themselves well and truly stuck. Time-consuming effort is made to create traction on the spare wheel, but progress is slow and the time moves fast. A tyre had caught in the right rear wheel arch, causing a handbrake effect on the car as Jurgen powered the Golf through the left-hand bend. Parked on the cane with its wheels clear of the ground, Jurgen and Marty have effectively put paid to their day's work and the points they so badly needed to contest the championship. All of 8 minutes lost, Jurgen and Marty get going, albeit with an open hatchback. But the time lost is devastating to their score sheet, and it knocks them down to 15th overall. They say one man's disaster is another man's fortune, and that's never so true as in rallying. Leon Butter and Francois Jourdain suddenly find themselves leading Class B. A word of encouragement exchanged for a word of consolation in the Toyota camp. Serge and Vito, having just won stage 15 and in doing so broken a 3-stage charge by the flying Habik. Into the final stage and no change in the order either on the road or on the scoreboard. Sarrel making the finish a formality to keep 3rd place overall. Habik and Butter have given it their all and they go on to win the final 2 stages from Serge. The effort is noble, but the lead belongs to this team, who are far too cunning and wise to let it slip from their grasp. Of the 11 stages run today, Serge has won 6 while Habik clinched the remaining 5. To win the Tour de Total rally means an awful lot to the rally team and the management. Toyota's Flip Wilken and Serge share the moment of joy, knowing that the 1993 season will be a good one. Serge and Vito know how hard they've worked to earn the honour of wreaths and champagne, but in the back of their minds they must know just how hard a season this promises to be. The results speak volumes. Jannie Habik and Martin Butter must take a mention for effort, finishing just 42 seconds or a mere few hundred metres behind the winning Toyota crew. And despite the teething problems Nissan had to contend with, the drivers, navigators and service crews can be proud to have both their cars on the scoreboard and in the points. And the efforts of John and Cherry Saunders in their Golf and Peter Altosky and Alan Bissett in their Class C Conquest also deserve a special mention. 8th overall and the winners of Class B were Leon Butter and Francois Jourdain, while 9th overall and the winners of Class D were Pielo Piazza Musso and Neil Watt.